Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. What you're looking at here is a photograph that was taken at the Wargaming Community Party at Gamescom. And that handsome young German chap standing at the back there is the subject of today's first replay. His name, as you can tell from the badge on his chest, which I'm probably going to mispronounce anyway because it's probably got some weird German pronunciation, is Bikers, or Bickers, or I don't know. We're just going to call him Bick. And Bick is driving his STI. And if anybody wants to get into a big argument in the comments over whether or not it's called the STI or the ST1, then feel free to go ahead and leave the rest of us to enjoy the replay. I call it the STI because it's short for I don't care. XVM, just in case you wanted to start another argument about stats in the comments, is giving this team a 54% predicted chance to win this game. So better than even odds of winning. Now remember that percentage when you see how this game develops. It's worth pointing out that one thing that XVM cannot take into account is the fact that young Bick here is driving his tank. It does not yet have a 100% crew. They're at 95%, so they're nearly there, but they're not 100%. He also doesn't have the top engine. Now, the STI is not the fastest tank in the game in the first place, and without the top engine it is painfully slow. But still, 54% chance to win. This should be easy. Oops. Spoiler. Basically, XVM is basing that 54% prediction on two players, and that's Bick here in the STI and the IS6 player. They're the two players on the team with green stats. Two players on the team with better than average efficiency, better than average win rating. Nobody like that on the enemy team. And what that means is that if these two players fail, suddenly that 54% chance to win starts looking more like a 45% chance to win. There's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of the good players of the team when things are as close as this and there are only two better than average players on your team. If they start sucking, your team's in deep trouble. Although it's a different order of magnitude to the kind of trouble this Conqueror and IS3 are in. Now, while he's busy popping in and out and removing a quarter of their health every time he pulls the trigger, because he might not have the top engine, but he does have the top gun on this thing, just have a look at what's going on the rest of the map. And has this Conqueror really got no idea that... Has he not figured out by now he's getting shot by a tier 9 heavy tank over and over and over again? I don't know. World of Tanks. Oh, IS3 as well. But yes, amusing though it is watching Bick just take these guys to school. Have a look at the map. The team have pushed around in the north, but they've run straight into a Jagdtiger, and that's only a T29 up there on the far northwestern end of the map. And he's pinned and spotted by an Aufklärungspanzer Panther. So that's not good. T29 here trying to get past. You could argue the case that Bick should have not spent so much time sitting in this spot taking shots at these guys and should have pushed around with the two tier 7 heavies to face off against the Jagdtiger. And you could be right, but he didn't. He had plenty of targets here, including an enemy tier 9 heavy tank. Unfortunately, at this point, he's kind of damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Because he's turning around now to react to the push that's being made on their own flag. They're losing 2-6, 2-7, 2-8. Look at the scores. 54% chance to win. My fat arse. They're losing 2-8. And there's an entire wedge of enemy tanks have pushed right through the middle, overwhelmed everything there, and they're now moving in on the base. They've just lost another tank. They're losing 2-9. The IS-6 on the team has beaten everything he's come up against. He's got 2 kills. He's the only person on the entire team to kill anything. Now they're losing 2-10. The game's barely 4 minutes old, and Bick's done over 2,000 damage himself. I mean, he's pulling his weight. And now they're being capped. Well, the one good thing about not having enough engine power to get anywhere quickly in this tank without the top engine is that he doesn't have very far to go to get back to the base. They only have 5 tanks left. They only have 4 tanks left. And there he is, T20. Now, in the space of time it takes Bick to kill this T20, they're losing 212. He's fired 1 shot. Goes for the second shot. They're losing 213. They're losing 313. And it's at this precise moment, as his shell is in the air, that he is the last tank left alive on his team, and he has 12 enemy tanks against him. And then he kills the T20. So, just do that 11 more times and he's won. Easy. Who's he going to run into first? And, oh, it's the Yak Tiger. Oh, great. Well, this isn't actually as bad as it looks. He's actually got all the advantages here. The Yak Tiger fires and misses. Fine on the move, seriously, at a hold-down STI. Well, it's no wonder he missed. And he is a hold-down STI, and he does have a very, very strong turret. And the Yak Tiger is in the open, and he's not even... Well, he tried to angle, but too little too late. So he's killed the Yak Tiger. Yak Tiger didn't exactly make it difficult for him, though. And, oh, it's a Panther. Now, that Panther is going to be a problem. As is this little bugger here. It's the awful Panther. Sorry, the Aufklärungspanzerpanther. Now, he doesn't chase the guy around the corner, because he doesn't know what else is around there waiting for him. Instead, he backs off to deal with the Panther. And, of course, this little fella takes full advantage. Now, he's using... It looks like he's using the 75mm Konish. And, oh, there's another one, but it's only a 3002. Is he going to reload? No. If that little fella there had been using the 105mm gun with high explosive anti-tank ammo... Oh, there's the Conqueror. Yeah, things are starting to get a lot more interesting. Keeps checking behind him. The Panther's still back there somewhere, and he's unlikely to be alone for long. And oh my god, here they all come. Comet. Well, not anymore. There's another kill. The 3002 is never going to hurt him, as long as he doesn't come around the corner. And finishes off the Aufklärungspanzerpanther. Yeah, try saying that 5 times fast when you've had a few beers. I prefer awful Panther. Plants one in at that Panther, forces him to back off. These guys are all coming around for him. Backs up. He's going for... Oh crap, he's been ammo-racked. Who are we going to go for now? T-34-2? Yep, finishes him off. At this point, it's all about removing as many guns from the battlefield as quickly as possible. Still got somebody behind him. So far, it's just the Panther. Now, there's an IS-6 over there, and this is just amazing. Watch this. Puts 1 into the IS-6. The IS-6 is now 1-shot kill. Is the IS-6 going to back up? Or is he going to sit in the same spot, trying to move forward so he can shoot and push the T-20's wreckage out of the way? Yes, of course he is. And this Panther behind him, well, it's kind of the lesser of two evils here. He's hit him once and taken out his ammo rack. He's hit him again. Oh, lovely shot there, right into the turret ring of the Conqueror. Another shot from the Panther behind him has killed one of his loaders. So he's already had to use his repair kit and his first aid kit to maintain his rate of fire. But holy crap, look at this. There's another one. The scores are now 11-14. Well, now we can turn around and deal with the Panther behind him. Oh, and it's not just the Panther, there's an IS-3 as well, who bounces a shot. And it's at this stage where... Oh, and there's a Rheinmetall Borsig as well. Okay, right. But again, he's in a strong position to face off against these guys. He's hulled down. He's killed the IS-3. He's finally starting to think, hell, I actually might win this match. Initially, he was panicking, and he fluffed a lot of his shots. I mean, of course he was panicking. He was standing alone against 11 tanks. But thanks to the monumental ineptitude of the enemy team, he's actually got a chance of winning this game. I mean, even when there were 5 of them around the corner from him, they all kept playing peekaboo. And you don't play peekaboo with an STI when there's 5 of you and he's the last one left. You rush around the corner and overwhelm him. But of course, nobody wanted to be the one to take the first hit, so instead they all ended up taking the first hit, and in some cases the second and third hit, as they all came around the corner one at a time. And now there are only 2 of them left. The Rheinmetall Borsig, on the other hand, well, he probably isn't looking forward to this fight, but the Rheinmetall Borsig could do it. And of course, whereas earlier Bick was panicking because he thought, oh my god, it's me against 12 tanks, now he's probably panicking because he's thinking, I can't afford to screw this up. The Borsig's done the smart thing. He's backed off. And, well, where the hell did he go? Bick starts side-scraping around the corner looking for him. How the hell did the Borsig get out of there so quickly? And where the hell is he? Automatic detection range, 50 meters. How the hell did a Borsig manage to run away that quickly? Well, you would be amazed at how close 50 meters actually is. There he is. He just didn't have the opportunity to get that far away. Now this is where it almost goes horribly, horribly wrong. He doesn't have that engine upgrade, so he can't bring the tank around far enough and fast enough to angle his armour against the Borsig. The Borsig ammo racks him. Now he's using high explosive against the Borsig, and I have no idea why he did not take that shot, because he could have had him there. But the Borsig screwed up. He had the reload advantage and he blew it. He bounced his second shot. So now we're playing chasey chasey, catchy catchy, kissy kissy with a Rheinmetall Borsig around an indestructible building, and he manages to get another shot in, and this time it does damage, and now all he has to do is find and kill the T-21. He doesn't have a lot of time left to do it. And he sees the guy's last reported position, and that's where he's heading for. Bick also uses XVM, so he can see the T-21's last reported position down there in the middle of the map, and that's the way he's heading. And enemy player actually confirms it for him there in chat, saying, yep, he's AFK. AFK T-21, go kill him. Technically, a rules violation, but Bick was heading that direction anyway. He really didn't need the assistance. And sure enough, AFK T-21, exactly where Bick was going to look for him anyway. And free XP and credits. T-21 could have forced the draw if only he hadn't been AFK. So, can I have an enemy team like that every time I play World of Tanks, please? Look at that. Now, remember, he doesn't have a fully upgraded tank, and he doesn't have a 100% crew in it, and that's Ace Tanker, Pools Medal, High Caliber, Top Gun, Defender, Steel Wall, and Kolobanov's Medal. He got 12 kills. Surely that should be 2 Top Guns and 3 Kolobanov's Medals. And absolutely no spotting or tracking damage. Everything that he came across, he had to kill himself. So, bit of a tense moment for Bickers there, who I suspect probably had to go and lie down for a bit after playing that game. But he's not the only person that I met at the Wargaming Community Party at Gamescom who is having a replay shown in this video. This is Lasco. Yep, it's an artillery platoon, but trust me, it's worth watching. Lasco was if you were at the Wargaming Community Party at Gamescom, you might remember him as the guy who was wandering around wearing a French flag all night. Which is strange because he's German too. He belongs to a group of German players who are passionate about French tanks. In this case, the AMX-13 F3 Tier 6 French artillery. He doesn't just drive artillery, of course, he loves all of the French tanks. And he belongs to a mostly German group of World of Tanks players who share his passion for French tanks. You can find them, if you speak German, on the German language subforum of the EU forums, but I don't speak German, so I couldn't find them. But back to the game. They've got a scout there who is in the shit. And Lasco, he can't really fire without... Okay, the scout's dead, he's free to fire, and boom, there's his first kill. And common complaint levelled at almost every other artillery replay I have ever uploaded is that they never relocate after they're firing, and most of the time they get away with it. But Lasco, he doesn't like taking chances. He moves after taking every shot that he fires, and why the hell not? It takes so long to reload and re-aim anyway. You don't have to move very far to be safe from counter-battery fire. And then it all goes quiet, and bing, suddenly there we go, enemy tanks on top of the hill. Now they've managed to push right up to the crest of the hill on our side of the map, and it looks like a Cromwell. He realises he's been spotted, he's getting the hell out of there. A couple of the other guys in the artillery platoon seem to have him covered, but Lasco's spotted a KV-1S. Now, he doesn't have a clear shot at him, but if he moves... No, KV-1S no longer spotted. No enemy tanks spotted. Come on guys, artillery can only help if you find targets for them. Team are trying to blow that guy's cover away, and oh, there we go, KV-1. Now he can hit him. And he aims and fires, and there's his second kill. Relocates after firing, doesn't have to move very far, starts looking for fresh targets. He knows there's something down here, and oh, there's the KV-1S again. And the KV-1S is getting hammered from all directions. He's probably going to be dead before Lasco can reload and get another shot off. And boom, there we go, finished off by an Su-85. Now there was something else further down here. There's a T-50 running the ridge line in the middle of the map, but he's been forced to run off as well. Lasco knows there's something down here. The guys on the top of the hill are busy taking care of the mediums that were up there. And, open top vehicle. No, he's disappeared, never mind. You notice Lasco stayed aimed and just panned the camera around to have a look, and oh, actually no, screw that. Definite target to go for. The rest of the artillery are already pounding them. Come on. Oh, just Hellcat, open top vehicle. Oh, need to hit him, need to hit him. Stay still, stay still, stay still. No, damn you. Ah, he moved. Message from artillery to all Hellcat drivers. Stay still, damn you. Relocates anyway, just in case. Now this is where things start to go slightly pear-shaped, because the only thing they have left on the hill is an Su-85. And the Type 58 is making a run for him. Don't forget, there is also a Hellcat on top of the hill. Su-85 is dead. Everybody's taking shots at this Type 58 as he makes a hero run. He is going to take some hits, like that, but it's not enough to put him down. They've just lost the Churchill gun carrier. There is now nothing standing between the Type 58 and the Hellcat, and all of the friendly artillery. And not just the friendly artillery, the friendly flag. Now, Lasco's platoon mate, Tanky Meow, he's in the AMX-13 F3 artillery over the other side of the railway line across the river. And he's the only eyes in the entire team on that side of the map. So he's probably feeling a little nervous now. Knowing how close that Type 58 was and not knowing where the Hellcat is. Meanwhile, Lasco's going for the targets that he can see rather than the ones that he can't. Only that is the exact same moment when the Type 58 and an SU-100Y both pop up again. Now the Type 58, well, we're going to come back to him in a second. Lasco can't hit him, but he can hit the SU-100Y. Now he fires blind, but he definitely hits him, even though he doesn't kill him. Now watch the Type 58. The Type 58 is driving along the embankment because he knows he can proximity detect the artillery without being seen, but he reckoned without Tanky Meow on the other side of the river, whose shotgun derps him right in the face. But these two guys know they've both been spotted by the Type 58, so time to start moving. Because remember, Lasco's platoon are not the only artillery in this battle. A third of the enemy team is artillery. They have 5 of them. But nothing. Absolutely no counter-battery artillery fire coming in. Type 58 just wasted his life. Unfortunately, the Hellcat knows that Tanky Meow is over there somewhere. He's yelling out for help. Hellcat fires. Tanky Meow returns fire and misses. Lasco, cheekily perching on top of the railway line, doesn't miss. And still, no return fire coming from any of the enemy artillery. They all apparently have better things to do than try to win the game. Enemy artillery are all focusing their efforts on nailing the targets that Cromwell on the enemy team is lighting up, like the ARL-44 over there. The Cromwell's been doing a fantastic job, and there we go. Enemy Hubble nails the ARL. The Cromwell's not going to stay spotted for long. Takes the shot. Both of them took a shot. Neither of them hit him. Relocate after moving. There's not an awful lot else for enemy artillery to be shooting at now. So you have to take into account the at least possibility that they're going to be watching this end of the map, where artillery has all been spotted, and they're going to be looking for artillery tracer. So move after you fire. I mean, even the worst artillery players now have to start looking to land shots on enemy artillery, because that's all that they have left to shoot at. We've got 4 artillery remaining against 7 enemies, 5 of which are artillery. 1 SU-100Y, who we know has taken a hit and is probably a one-shot kill, and a very good Cromwell driver. So now it's time to wait and see what happens next. Now that Cromwell's not stupid. He's probably not going to drive across the middle of the open field against artillery that he knows is going to be in cover. And he does in fact go the long way around and come through the bushes right on the flank. And Captain Blackadder, who was already pointing that way and anticipating him coming out, nearly takes him out, hits him, sets him on fire. Lasco fires, misses. Tanky Meow doesn't miss. And now they start scrabbling for cover once again, because surely at this point enemy artillery is going to be aimed at this position. And quick as a flash, nothing happens. You couldn't make this shit up. And you know, this is why I just laugh and laugh and laugh whenever I put an artillery replay up like this, and people are always criticising them in the comments for not relocating after firing. When have they ever needed to? Oh, there goes another one. And it's very, very likely, due to the multiple layers of concealment that were between Lasco and that target, that he did not get spotted when he fired. But he's not taking any chances, despite the fact that it seems pretty obvious at this point that he really doesn't need to, but he is relocating after firing anyway. And then, plot twist, there's the SU-100Y. Now, Captain Blackadder has run forward to try to spot. Tanky Meow should have the shot at the SU-100Y, but Blackadder, look at the map, he's run into the AMX-105. Lasco, trusting Tanky Meow to hit the SU-100Y, fires a shot in support of Blackadder. Tanky Meow doesn't let him down, nails the SU-100Y. Lasco's shot missed. Blackadder's now in trouble. And oh my god, enemy artillery are actually awake. Somebody actually just took a shot at Lasco. Well, Blackadder is going to reload before Lasco will against the 105. He takes a hit. Lasco's coming up to try to get that SU-5. There he is. He's loaded. He aims. Blackadder's just gone down. Hummel killed him. Come on. Got him. And rather than try to back up, and there we go. Dodges artillery fire. There's only the 2 of them left in it now. Tanky Meow sitting there. Very, very low health. Lasco, well, He still has all of his health, but it only takes one hit from a Hummel. Getting the hell out of there. The AMX-13 F3, based on the chassis of the AMX-13 series of tanks, it's a very fast artillery. It's not quite an FV304, but it's certainly not slow. So what Lasco's doing now is he's going to spot for Tanky Meow. Crests the ridge. There's the 105. Right, okay, well Tanky Meow's on his own there. It looks like he's just fired and missed. Lasco backs up. He has not spotted either of the Hummels. And where did he go? Where did the 105 go? Ah, crap, 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 Hummel right behind him. Run away. Oh, he turns, he turns. Is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? He's got him. Tanky Meow took a shot as well, missed. Lasco didn't need the help. And putting the speed of this little artillery to use once again. Get the hell out of there. There's still another Hummel, and that 105 has just disappeared. You'll note that it was the artillery with the slightly better stats who actually advanced across the field to try and find Lasco and Tanky Meow. The guy who is sitting there on 4 kills is just reinforcing bad behaviour. He probably hasn't moved the entire game, and he's sitting there thinking, well, why do I need to? I've got 4 kills. Well, you need to move because you're going to lose the game if you don't. He may be sitting there now thinking, maybe I'd better start moving. It's already far too late. He should have backed up the first Hummel. Then there would have been 2-on-1 against Lasco. They may still have lost one because Tanky Meow was covering him. But then it would have been 2-on-1 against Tanky Meow. With the AMX 105, who is still... Where the hell has this guy gone? He's just been running... What's actually happened is that they're finally using their brains, and the AMX 105 had done a big loop around the railway track while Tanky Meow was in hiding, and has now met up with the Hummel, who has finally gotten off his arse and moved forward. Tanky Meow, we need you now. Who's he going to go for first? Oh, the 105 fires and misses. The Hummel fires and misses. Lasco fires and misses. Major plot twist ending. Come on, Tanky Meow, don't miss, don't miss. Or has he fired and missed? You know, in all the excitement, I kind of lost count. Look at this. It's like watching old people have sex. Oh, yeah. How did that miss? You've got to be kidding. How did the Hummel... Oh my god, no. Oh, this is just... I can't watch. Here comes Tanky Meow to the rescue. The 105, he has to know that Tanky Meow is ready to fire. And... Oh, and he misses! Oh, I've never seen so much point-blank range failure in my life. Hey! Radley Walters medal. French artillery, shotgun mode. So that was Lasco, the French flag-wearing, French tank-loving German World of Tanks player that I met at the Wargaming community party at Gamescom. I don't care if it was an artillery replay. That was hilarious. I hope you lot found it as amusing as I did. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.